Hello, 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 and happy April 1st. Hi, Mom.
Good morning, April.
I am April, and it is April.
That's right.
We are the Mortgage Advantage, and this is TMA Corner. How has your week been?
It's been interesting. Had adventures in lending. So we've had a couple of adventures that we've managed to get through. But I wanted to. Did you have anything you wanted to talk about first?
Not first. I mean, we've made it to April. Yes, went through the first quarter of 2022.
I know.
Did it. I know every day feels like, what are we going to experience today? But it's been great. So I know that you and I have talked, and I think that this episode's kind of fun because it goes over kind of things that we're going through and things that people are hearing that aren't necessarily true. And also, like you said, all the adventures in lending that people aren't aware of.
Well, I think what I'll go over first is gifts, because this has been something that we've had to work with more so in the past, I would say 60 days. I think it's because the housing prices have gone up so much, and families, especially first-time home buyers, are putting more additional funds down, gifting. If you're using money for a down payment, and you're going to be getting the money from a family member, it has to be a gift. And there's different ways of gifting the funds. If it's a conventional loan, you will have a gift letter. It's a form letter. The lender has it. That would need to be signed, and it has to have the name of the donor, the bank information, and the relationship. It's a very simple form. On a conventional loan, the most least invasive way for a family member to gift to gift someone is to wire the money directly to the title company. And then as long as the wire, if you have that your funds are from Bank of America on the gift letter, and it shows Bank of America on the acceptance at the title company, that's all you need. We don't need to get into bank statements from mom and dad. And if you're going to get gift for a earnest money as well, it's best to have it wired in. We can use the same process.
Okay.
What happens is, on a conventional loan, if you don't wire it in and you have it sent to your bank account, then at that point we do have to get the parent's bank statement and proof that they've had the money to give.
And then with that, just to clarify, if the money is not put into escrow or through the title company, let me rephrase, is not wired to the title company, and we use the bank statements, keep in mind, we need to see that the money's been in there for.
Well, that's where it gets a little gray.
Yeah.
All right. So a lot of times they may not ask how long the money's been in. Okay. But for instance, if the deposit is the day of the earnest money, that could be a little spicy.
Okay.
So for instance, I've had people who had it in a safe and gave it to their parents to gift them, and then they ended up writing a check, and it came from the safe that my kids had, and they gave it to me because you cannot use cash on hand. Due to the anti-money laundering laws, I get it. You work at a casino, you get tips, a lot of people work under the table. I understand that. But you can't, unless you're filing tax, unless that your money is being disclosed on taxes, we cannot use it. And cash on hand, I don't care if it's in a box, under the mattress, in a safe, cannot use cash on hand to purchase a home. Now, on an FHA and VA, they will not allow, you can have funds obviously wired to the bank, to the title company, but we do have to track it. We do have to have the bank statements. We do have to show that on all government FHA and VA loans. And gifts, you cannot get a personal loan. We had a situation this morning that a client said, well, I need to get, I'm not going to get this money that I thought I was going to get. And if I could, if you are getting money say you're getting it from a death benefit, for instance, a lender should not even count it as having the money until you have it in your bank account. Death benefits, if you're waiting for a probate to come through, those can be delayed months and months and months. I don't care what happened to your Uncle Bob's big brother. A lender should not use those funds or count them as funds until you actually receive them. There's nothing worse than find your home and have a lender say, okay, we'll use those funds because you tell me you're going to get them next week, and then you're not, and then you don't get them.
It's just heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking.
Our industry, as I was talking to a client today, the real estate industry is very emotional because it's one of the largest investments you can make. But then when you have things like this happen, lenders that say, oh, we can use that. And then something happens. Oh, they forgot a signature. So who knows how long it's going to take. And then these people are heartbroken, and it shouldn't even go that way. You wait until the money's in your account.
And if you talk about it being emotional, it is a very emotional business right now because the sellers are more demanding because they can be.
Sellers market.
Yeah, and I'm going to pivot a little bit more from the kind of to let you know some of the things that have happened over the past couple of weeks.
Well, can I ask you one thing? Just we're on gifts, right? Before we forget, on gifts, is it our gifts? We already talked about conventional FHA, VA. Are they allowed on jumbos?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Gifts are allowed on jumbo loans. Absolutely. The only thing that some jumbo programs do not allow, let's say you have to pay off debt to qualify.
Mm-hmm.
They will not allow a gift to pay off debt.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind. I'm sorry. There are many investors for jumbo loans, but just you might check with your lender. If he says, well, you have to pay off this debt, if a gift is allowed.
Okay, perfect. And then right on to all the other ventures.
Well, I'm not in a hurry to relive them, but we will. I know we've talked about this before, but you need to look at your lender as maybe your counselor, your priest. Tell them everything. Don't hide anything because we will find out.
Kind of like your doctor. Don't lie to your doctor. Your doctor's going to find out.
That's probably a better way to put it because you know what? They're going to run a test and then they're going to find out that, well, the same thing with lending. Underwriters now will run what they call a Nexus Lexus report, and they can find out on this report past foreclosures or foreclosures in your name. They can find out other homes that are owned. So if you had a foreclosure, and on the form, on the loan app, it asks, have you had a foreclosure? And if you check no, okay. And time gets away from everyone. They really do. Time does. We just had a situation where a client had 2 foreclosures. Now, one was the wife's, one was the husband, and neither of them were disclosed. And it was an FHA loan. So the time frame for a foreclosure is only 4 years versus on a conventional is 7. Although though we had to get the documentation to prove that those homes had, when the trustee sale happened, and that they of course no longer owned it. The other is, if someone asks you, hey, your lender may say, hey, 1212 Maple Street in New York came up as you owning it. Have you ever owned this property? Don't go, no, I've never even heard of that property.
It's not mine.
It's not mine. Okay. So after we go back to the underwriter and the client writes a letter stating it's not his, the underwriter comes back and said, we did another search and it comes up under his social security number. So back to another call, and it was his. it used to be his parents, and then they left it to the kids. Now all three of them own it, and it was free and clear. We worked it all out. But what it does is it delays where we are in the process when we have to go back, and the underwriters investigated, they come back to us, and 9 out of 10 times it isn't their property. So it's
Right.
always, but this one was a true surprise.
That's a great word.
Yeah. So just the other is when you're talking to your lender, make sure that they're aware of your complete finances. We can sift through it and decide what we don't need to use. One thing that we do need to know about is child support, alimony. If you're paying those, you need to let us know. That has to go into your debt to income ratio.
Because we will find out.
We will find out.
We
Yes.
will, like Liam Neeson. We will find out.
We will find you. No, we will find. We will find out.
We will find out. We won't find you.
And it's up to us to make it work out. Thank goodness on some of these situations that they did. But it is very and talking about being emotional, when I had to let the agent know that we had some issues and docs weren't going to get there quite as early as we wanted to, but we would close on time, he went to pieces. And then they started saying that they were going to cancel the transaction if it didn't close on time because the appraisal had come in more, and the seller feels he sold the property for less. I said, wait a minute, whoa. I never said we weren't going to close on time. I just said we've run into some issues and we are going to try. We may be a little bit delayed in getting the docs to title.
And just a side note on this, I just let people know that as you're talking, you had mentioned that the seller knew with the appraisal that the appraisal came in. That's not out of the mortgage advantage. We don't call sellers and let them know the appraisal. This is a very special kind of deal as to where the agent, it's a double agent thing. I'll just say
That's
double
correct.
agent thing. I'm not trying to, but that's why. So I don't want anyone to think that like sellers normally know what the appraisal comes in at. They don't normally. They just know if it came in or not.
Yeah, we had a loan officer, and this was like 10 years ago. Maybe it wasn't that long ago, but it doesn't matter. But she called the listing agents and guess what? Your appraisal came in 30,000 more. And they canceled the transaction.
It was not me.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, don't call the seller on this. You don't call the listing agent. Well, you just let them know that the appraisal came in. Yeah.
But, like kind of similar, like we were using different analogies, and, even with these clients, it would have been easier. Like kind of like when you're going to your doctor and you're going for a procedure and then your doctor does blood work and they're like, whoa, you drink plenty of wine and you smoke a lot of cigarettes. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Everybody's got their own thing, but that's going to delay your surgery. Or that's going to, and kind of like this, if we can have all the info, because we are your advocate. That was just kind of going on to the story we were telling earlier about the trust and the down payment. Your lender, it should be your advocate. I mean, we're there to fight for you. We want to get your deal done, but we just need to have all the pieces to the puzzle before we can put it together.
Well, we were talking about this earlier because years ago, again, I was doing a pre-qualification, and the young man had found a home he wanted to make an offer on. I said, well, how much are you putting down? He said, well, I'm putting $50,000 down. And where are these funds? Well, I made an investment in a coal mine in Texas, and I'm supposed to be getting the money next week. Well, first off, I don't have any coal mines in Texas. I mean, I'm from Texas.
We're from Texas. Let's just make this.
Well, maybe there are, and I'm just not aware of it. I went, And I said, well, I can't qualify you for this home because you do not have the cash on, you don't have it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting it next week. I can show you proof I'll get it. Yeah, no, on that type of an investment, like we were talking about earlier, trusts, probates, getting that money, you can, like on a trust, you can see the money's there, but it doesn't mean you're going to get it in your bank account in this century. It takes time. But that particular young man, it turned out he had been scammed. and he never did get his money, and he never did buy that house. So, which is very sad.
Right. And I think that's pretty much for anyone listening that is not an agent, that are like, clients or people buying. If you do have something great in your life, or I don't want to say great, like receiving a trust isn't always great because obviously you had a loss or something. But if you have a lump sum of money in some way coming, wait until it's in your account before you even start looking. Just before you even start looking, because it's too many sleepless nights. It's too hard. And just it's so much better. Just wait until it's done.
That is true.
So what other?
Well, there are other adventures, but I think I'll save those adventures for another time because we went over gifts, and please be kind to your lender and let them be kind and share. There's no such thing as oversharing and lending. Just let us know, and then let the lender know what. And even the underwriters, they don't want to see every little. I mean, they're looking. Underwriters want to see a file, and it's up to us as a lender to make sure we present the file with a big, pretty bow on it, so that we can get a successful approval and get the transaction closed on time. That's everyone's goal.
Right.
Like I said, we are our clients' advocates. We are our agents' advocates. We're just very grateful that they are allowing us to work with them.
Absolutely. And we're very, very in this market as well. So funny, like since 2020, like every time we do one of these, it's like, what's new? And through everything that's been going on the past 2 years, we are incredibly grateful and incredibly appreciative of our clients, of our agents, of our title reps, of our, insurance, you name it. We are over the moon to deal with all the people that we deal with. And we're so appreciative to have these relationships. And that's what makes the world go round, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not, I call my people, escrow officers that I trust and underwriters that I trust, even if they're not underwriting the file, just to find out, just to make sure that my thought process on it is not out of line before I challenge. So.
And that is, that's one of the things that I'm going to have to give a moment to Diane. She is known for this. You are known for this. And unfortunately, it doesn't always go the right way. But for anyone listening, Diane is known for this. I can't count how many times, even a day, someone calls her, even if they're not even used, I'm not going to say if it's an agent, they're like, Diane, I need your help. This is a friend of mine. They had this issue. What do we do? And I would like to even promote that for our business right now. If you have any questions, if there is anything going on, Diane literally knows the business. And if she doesn't, like she says, she will call an underwriter. She will call someone and go, hey, what is your thought on this? And how many people honestly do that?
Well, I'm just very grateful. I want to help people. And there's a lot of, like you were saying earlier, there's a lot of misinformation, or it's not even misinformation. It's the way you interpret the information. Right. So that's what, and it's none of it's black and white. All of it can be, just, and if you have a crystal ball, that's handy too. Just saying.
I do not have one. I need to get one. But as for the Mortgage Advantage, I have to say right now, I'm just thankful for you, because you do so much, and you do so much of keeping up with every single, you try, let's do this, but every single guideline, everything that's come. For the people watching, I literally probably twice a week wake up to something from my mom about what's going on in the industry. You're always on top of it. So, the lending place is a much better place with you in it.
Oh, thank you. And it's a lot better place with you too.
Yay!
You for all that you do. And we're very lucky with our staff as well. So we have a lot to do. And I wish I could show you my new kitten.
I was going to say, can you find Merlin?
I don't know where he's at. He is so cute, but maybe next week. When we got him, he was just in Mike's little hand, and he was just so cute.
And his colors are changing and everything.
Yeah, he's just the cutest. I don't remember enjoying a kitten as much. We had, as you know, we had cats when you were a child, but I guess I just kind of here's a cat, kid, go play with it. So, anyway.
Well, it's funny. I just have to announce it's just because people know it, but everybody knows Tony, my rescue dog from Mexico, as I've said, we're off. Do you know what Capri said? If we were going to rename him, what we should name him?
No, what?
Just think of what he looks like. She said we should name him Taylor Hawkins.
Oh,
He looks just like him. I was like,
that's
oh,
so
that's
sad.
so sad. So on our podcast too,
That would make me cry.
I know I'm a huge Foo fan. So on that, RIP Taylor, that was really, really sad news. But sorry, I had to say that. But
Yeah.
put all of our rescue animals.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to add this week?
No, just if you want to donate to Ukraine, and then I guess to the Arizona Humane Society for
Yep.
my wonderful little addition to our family. And so call me anytime.
Call her, get ready for the heat.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
my phone number is 480-235-5667.
And I'm April Chadwick, and my phone number is 602-740-5319. And you can follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook. Diane's great on Facebook, and we look forward to talking to you next time. Have a great week.
Have a great week. Bye.
Bye.